team, man, welcome to the channel, man. I'm super stoked to see it. So, Merry stinking Christmas and Happy New Year, right? I know I didn't do anything for Christmas, but I really hope that y'all enjoyed both holidays and celebrated them however you all do, and that you were surrounded with friends and family. I had just an amazing time. Had a lot of... So don't tell, anybody, but I did have my in-laws over and my wife's grandmother. So that was pretty stinking awesome. I'm not going to say where that happened, right? I'm not going to say where that happened. But it may have happened somewhere near to where I'm at right now. Right, so I am really looking forward to 2021. I sat down just a few days ago and I was like, man, what am I going to do? Where are we going to go? Was talking with the urban prepper the other day, and he asked me the same thing, like, what do you want to do in 2021? I'm like, man, I don't know. So I do, I keep a book, which I don't have on me right now. It's out in the truck. But I do keep a book that it's kind of a journal. Some of it is past stuff, and some of it is some ideas for the future. And it also is crammed full. But I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking, let me just jot down some stuff. And so I did, and I want to share with you all a few of the things that we're looking for. And then I want to talk about some other things as well. So you can look down, and I'll try to drop in some chapters on this one as well. So you can look at some of the ideas that we're looking at, and then some of the other things. We'll just see where this goes. I don't know if we'll see. Do you use chapters? That's what I want to know. Do you appreciate them when they're in a video? If you don't know what a chapter is, when they're set up, and for this purpose, I will definitely put chapters in so that you can see them. It's down at the bottom of the video, right down here. You'll see where there's like some different bumpers, right? And you can click to different ones in the video. And so when a creator creates these bumpers, it can be like, hey, for this section, we're going to talk about the history of the United States. And in this section, we're going to be talking about the history of awesomeness, right? And then you can just click, which is kind of the same thing, right? So you can just click to the next one. But let me know. I'm really curious to know if those are handy. To you all, anyways. They're handy to me, but I have to think about them beforehand, because I'm not a big production studio guy, right? It's kind of obvious, right? I'm not a big production studio guy. I'm a one-man show. It's me and my camera, and wherever I go, he's going to go too. And, I do what I can, right? And I'm really enjoying this. And I hope that you guys are as well. So I'm gonna run through. I have so many working titles here. It's absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy. So throughout January, some of the things we're going to see. I am going to throw out another 2021 Army Promotion Board video. Just for y'all's essay. It's been a long time since I put anything out specifically that's Army tailored on this channel. Of course, my other channel, Bill Stoker, that's where all of that content is. But I'm going to do one of those because I think it's important to share. Some little things like how to hang your pack on a tree, some Star Course Land Nav, specifically for dudes who are getting ready to go through assessment selection. So tree lines and danger areas, how to preset compasses. I have the Shizzle ridgeline system. I don't know what we're going to call it here. I just don't want to call it the Stoker Knot like I did in the video. But you all come up with a name. We'll see. But I'm telling you, man, it's life-changing. So some different how-to things or getting out. I do want to do some stealth camping. Got some hacks, some wood hacks, some stoking hacks, right? Some stoked fire hacks. I want to try to give to you guys the things that I don't think I've seen anywhere. I had some questions about how to select footwear, so we're going to include some of this stuff. Talk about some other acronyms that we use in the military, like PACE and GOTWA, and some different shelter basics, and how to estimate rivers' width or height, or rivers don't have a height, you know, the tree height. And then probably hoping in February, I want to get going like a 2-minute Tuesday. So it's just a 2-minute drill, right? Something that's easily shareable, right? It's just a small nugget, 2 minute. Who doesn't have 2 minutes, right? So I want to try to jam pack this thing with in the best way that I can, right? So no anything, just content for 2 minutes. And start off with topics from, you know, food, fire, water, shelter, first aid, navigation, communication, maintaining a core temperature, self-protection, knowledge, and then, you know, 10 C's, different things on waterproofing, rope options, everything you can think of, crammed into 2 minutes. 2-minute Tuesday. I think that sounds pretty stinking. I'm kind of pumped up about that. But I need time to get it going right and get a little stockpile of some 2-minute Tuesdays, and then we'll see how that goes. I've been talking, I want to do some more urban stuff. So I've got some urban planning, urban operations planning considerations. We'll talk about some basic rifle marksmanship, some principles of CQB, and I may have secured a location to actually do some walkthrough with at least some considerations for the single man, which may actually be more applicable than anything I've ever learned. I'm used to being in a minimum 2 to 4 man stack, right? It takes 2 to enter a room. And preferably you want 4, unless you're moving into a really large structure. And if you're moving into a building, man, your entire stack may be 12, 16 dudes going into the building. But you and I, where we live, we don't have those kind of options, do we? So we need to be able to think about, how can I clear my house should it come to play? And so, you know, that's just some of my background, and I want to try to share some of that. Some more shooting stuff, some thoughts on EMPs, some different convoy operations. Of course, I want to continue to maybe, you know, once a month have some sort of ideological conversation, thinking about, you know, being a self-starter, all about virtue, right? About virtues, things that matter. Things that are ultimately the most important. You know, controlling what's in your control, right? Defining the why first, and then moving out from there. Some more thoughts on integrity, and maybe some current events, who knows. But let me know what you think about that. And of course, a lot of navigation stuff, right? I was like, man, how can I was talking about this with a friend. It's like, dude, I feel I can take so many different individual elements and make a video on navigation for it, because I think they're just small teaching moments. They're little things to refine either what, and maybe even just confirm what we've been doing, or just a little nudge in a different direction to shift from this azimuth to this azimuth. So we do need to do some, obviously we need to do some actual land nav, right? Like not just instruction, but just you and I parking our truck, marking it on the map, and then doing a walkabout. Sounds pretty awesome to me. Some thoughts on mils versus degrees, how to figure out your own declination, right? That was from you guys. Dead reckoning versus terrain association. Another video on how to do resection, how to do intersection, how to pass land nav at ranger school, right? And then some different videos on pace counts, but not just walking, but also like how long should it take you to move a kilometer? I want to do some videos on individual patrolling techniques and procedures that we can add in to the mix. And we'll see how this thing goes. But man, I'm super stoked, man. And that was just some ideas I put down on paper in a matter of just a few minutes as I was trying to brainstorm 2021. I am so stoked because I know this list is going to continue to be refined, and it may take 2 years to get to all of these because I'm going to keep adding more to them. So what I want to try to move towards is, probably, like I said, maybe beginning in February, no later than March certainly, is introducing my 2 Minute Tuesdays. So I definitely have a video on Tuesdays, right, as the name implies. And then at least one other video, and maybe even 2. I don't know if I can sustain 3 a week, but if I can get them built up, I don't want a folder on my computer that's jam-packed full of videos, which I kind of have right now. So I think I'm pretty set for January, which I didn't even tell you all the ones that we got coming out for January. But I'm really stoked about this thing. If you couldn't tell, man, I'm really stoked about 2021. I don't even care about all the politics and all that crap all aside, man. Right, and then we got to get Riggs out there too, right? I mean, got to get the little dudinator in the mix. He's so awesome. He's doing so good, man. I got to tell you, he's doing so good. I take him out for a walk, and I can let him off leash, man, and he won't. He just chills with me. I got some other content or some other production items I want to try to bring in to help make what I'm doing a little bit better. Because I know that quality is king, ultimately, right? And many of you probably came in to my channel with the worst video that I've ever done in my life, which is how to use a compass, right? Like the last half of it, I'm fidgeting because it didn't have autofocus, so much of it's out of focus and lacked so much confidence. That should be like a video standard for how not to make videos on YouTube. But somehow the YouTube algorithm, it loved it, so I can't take it down. But yeah, I do have some other things. I'm trying to get this area set up a little bit better, and I think it's come a long ways already. But at least it has a little something. I'm just not overly happy with the audio I'm getting right now, so we'll see what we can do about that. And from there, I don't know, man. Give me some nuggets to think about, because you all are the ones who are out there watching. And on that note, right? So how do I go through my process of how to create? And if you're interested in that, I can go through more about my channel, and maybe that's a STOKERMATIC 2020, right? What did really 2019 and 2020 look like? For those of you who may be out there wanting to start a video, if you're interested, man, I can drop something. I don't know when, and I don't know how much value I can add to the mix. Although I just tell you right now, nobody stinking knows anything. Nobody knows nothing. Yeah, I mean, nobody really knows anything. Yeah, there's some dude on this side, I guess, but on that side, it's really on that side of YouTube, and they'll crank something based off of something in their algorithm, and some days it gets cranked open a little bit wider and lets a little bit more in, and sometimes they'll crank it back down. It's not so much science that creators can manipulate, which I think ultimately is a good thing. But what that does mean is that if you have money, you can make it in YouTube. But if you're just a little guy like me, I'm just a first sergeant man. I don't make money. I'm just plodding around doing what I can, grassrootish, And some of the big dudes out there have been grinding, for a decade plus, man, and much respect to them. So how I don't watch a lot of YouTube, at least not on. I don't watch a lot of YouTube because I don't want. I do sometimes, but I don't want to take somebody else's creative ideas maybe it was how they filmed something, or a tagline that they use, a phrase that they may repeat, or a certain way of presenting their material, from beginning to end, and how they're trying to tell a story, if they even are trying to tell a story. So I just do me, and I'm sure I'm doing it wrong on some levels, but I'm having fun with it, man. So again, man, drop some comments down below. Let's keep this conversation rolling. I look forward to it, and we'll continue to grow this channel one view at a time, man. One view at a time. Until then, everybody, man, y'all, you stay stoked.